Hi, 4th graders. Welcome to Unit 7, Lesson 6, Part 2. So today we're going to make sense of even more remainders. This time we'll specifically be looking at fractions and then decimals, when instead of just answering a question as 5 remainder 2, for example. This first one will involve fractions. This one says, the next Monday after that, Kim brought 17 apples to share equally among herself and 7 friends. How many apples did each person get? Now, the fact that she's sharing these equally among herself and 7 friends means there's 8 people total sharing these apples. So the way I'll write this problem is put 17 apples divided by 8. So when we solve, we know they're going to be sharing it equally. That's why we're doing some division. We also know that we can have fractional parts of an apple. So we'll be doing, instead of a remainder, a fraction to show how many apples each person is getting. So first, to do the math, does 8 go into 1? Nope, 0 times. So then you ask, does 8 go into 17? Yes. How many times? It goes in 2 times. So 8 times 2 is 16. Subtract 17 minus 16 is 1. There are no more numbers to bring down, so normally this would be our remainder 1. But instead, we're going to write our answer as each of these people will get 2 full apples, and then the remainder becomes the numerator, or top number of the fraction, and the number we divided with, the divisor, becomes the denominator, or bottom number in the fraction. So each person will get 2 and then 1/8 apples to share. On this page, I'll be giving you a refresher into dividing with decimals. This one is Raul bought 4 toy cars for $9. Each car cost the same amount. How much did each car cost? So we'll be dividing this total, $9, which happens to be a decimal, divided by 4, the number of cars he bought, to figure out how much each one cost. So due to the fact that this dividend is a decimal already, we know that the remainder will be shown in a decimal as well. So right away, I'm going to bring that decimal up so it's ready in the quotient. Remember, it just goes in the same spot that it is in the dividend, $9. So now we start the division. Does 4 go into 9? Yes. I know that 4 times 2 is 8. Now I subtract 9 minus 8 is 1. Bring down the 0 to make 10. Does 4 go into 10? Again, same thing. It goes in 2 times. 4 times 2 is 8. Then I know 10 minus 8 is 2. Bring down the last number here to make 20. 4 goes into 20 perfectly 5 times. 4 times 5 is 20. When I subtract, nothing left over, no numbers to bring down, and I figured out with the decimal point that each car would cost $2.25. So now we'll practice both showing a remainder as a decimal in the first problem and then as a fraction in the second problem. The first one is Jerry has $36 in his bank. He wants to give the same amount of money to each of his 8 cousins. How much money will each of Jerry's cousins get? Okay, so he's giving his money to 8 cousins. That means he's splitting it equally among 8 people. So that will be written as, with the decimal point, because we're dealing with money, $36 divided by 8. So let's get the decimal point put in its spot right away. Again, super important to line up our numbers. And let's start our math. Does 8 go into 3? No, 0 times. Does 8 go into 36? Yes, the closest it can get is 4 times, because 8 times 4 is 32. I subtract and I end up with 4. Bring down the 0 to make 40. Does 8 go into 40? Yes, it goes in 5 times perfectly. 8 times 5 is 40. Subtract that. That gives me 40 minus 40, which is 0, and then I'll bring down the next number. Okay, so now that's created the number 0. 8 cannot go into 0, so I put up another 0. 8 goes into 0 0 times. 8 times 0 is 0. Subtract. Nothing left over. No more numbers to bring down. So I figured out that each of Jerry's cousins, because I put my decimal point in right away, will get $4.50. So now let's review fractions. This is how it will look on your assignment today. They'll say solve, write the remainder as a whole number and as a fraction. So instead of writing remainder or R something, we'll write it as a fraction instead. So let's start our math. 4 going into 7. 4 can go into 7 one time. 4 times 1 is 4. Subtract. 7 minus 4 is 3. Bring down the 8 to make 38. 4 goes into 38. Let's see, 9 times. 4 times 9 is 36. Subtract. 38 minus 36 gives me 2. Bring down the next number, 9, to create 29. The closest I can get there is 4 times 7. 4 times 7 is 28. I'm going to rewrite it over here. So 29 minus 28, because 4 times 7 is 28. Subtract, that gives me 1. I don't have any numbers to bring down, so this normally would be my answer then, 197 remainder 1, but I'm going to write it as a fraction instead. Remember that the leftover becomes your numerator, or top number, and the divisor becomes your bottom number. So final answer then would be 197 and 1/4. I'll show you 2 more examples, and then it will be your turn to try it. So again, the directions here say solve, write the remainder as a whole number and as a fraction. So instead of writing remainder 1, we'll say remainder 1/3 or 1/8 instead. So let's start the math. 3 goes into 8 2 times. So I want to make sure I'm using a different color here, because 3 times 2 is 6. Subtract 8 minus 6 gives me 2. Bring down the 5 to create 25. How many times does 3 go into 25? 8 times. I know 3 times 8 is 24. So I'll subtract. 25 minus 24 is 1. Bring down the 2 to make 12. 3 goes into 12 perfectly 4 times. 3 times 4 is 12. When I subtract, that gives me 0. Bring down the 1 to create the number 1. Well, shoot, 3 doesn't go into 1, so I'll put up a 0. 3 times 0 is 0. When I subtract, I still have a remainder, no numbers to bring down. So my final answer will be 2,840. And then to write the fraction, remember that your remainder becomes the numerator or top number, and divisor becomes the bottom number or denominator. So 1/3. The next one involves decimals because we're dealing with money. So this is $18.26 divided by 2. I'll use red for this one. Now let's bring my decimal up right away, and keep in mind that the dollar sign is not going to be included, so I won't be writing a number there at all. So let's get started. Does 2 go into 1? Nope, 0 times. Does 2 go into 18? It goes in there perfectly 9 times. 2 times 9 is 18. Subtract, that will give me 0. Bring down the next number to work with, which creates 2. So 2 goes into itself, 2, 1 time. 2 times 1 is 2. When I subtract, I get 0, but then I bring down the next number, 6. Now 2 goes into 6 perfectly 3 times. 2 times 3 is 6, so I'm going to write this over here. So 2 times 3 is 6. I'll subtract and get 0 leftovers. No more numbers to bring down. So the final answer as a decimal would be $9.13. All right, 4th graders, it's your turn to try this on our ticket today. So the first problem you'll be solving with a decimal instead of a remainder. And the second problem you'll be solving to get a fraction instead of a remainder. Good luck!